What's next? Now would you look at that?
So,
Gore.
oh, no, no,
What?
yeah. They're custom. Anyway, nothing we can do about it, huh? If it taught me what when I was young, in the beginning, straight up.
Yeah, I imagine.
Then, sure.
That do you?
But of course you do.
That might.
So if
Enough.
you make it sound so true. Sure.
How do and
Complicated.
It-
We're not fighting for you.
Oh,
Good.
and-
It has to be. Everybody was asleep. With not even a minute, all the tinsel. All of a sudden, did I?
all right.
No, Tahar. Accept it.
Got it. Will do.
To this day, the Shaper's magical and technological prowess remains unrivaled.
Understood. Let's see.
Yeah, do you need something? I'm a tad busy.
Found out anything new about the...
Well, so far all I can say is that what Lacane has given you is... Now, I would write all this purity talk of the rune being a gift of Aenir off as religious nonsense if it weren't for the fact...
Which means that the Shapers and Aenir are somehow...
Somehow, yes. And I'll find out how.
There's something I've been wondering about.
Well, that was simple one. Yeah. You know the rest of the story.
Okay, I'm ready. Sure this place isn't going to blow up once we insert the second stone, Iskram?
What? No, I don't think that's likely.
All right, here we go.
Blasted, blistering blazes. I don't know what to say. This is amazing.
But it seems like it worked. We've restored the Nexus to full power. How are you feeling, Ayana?
Overwhelmed. But it's bearable.
What now, though? Is it strong enough to perform this joining ritual?
It should be. And you, Tahar, should be the one to do it. You need to connect your mind to the Nexus. That way you might be able to sense who or whatever is sending out the song. What do you say? Are you ready?
I think so.
Good. Then step into the forge.
And what now?
Tahar!
We...
Is it over?
Yes, I think so. By the Guardians. That was... I don't know what just happened.
Describe.
There were voices, screams, thoughts, images.
How do you feel now? I mean, has anything changed?
I think so. Yes. I feel, I don't know, clearer? As if something in my mind opened up.
Then it worked! Niehaus, Hammer, we did it! You joined yourself with the Nexus!
So, I'm telepathic now?
You're not a Dreamweaver. I'd feel it if that were the case.
I don't think you are, but you're connected to this place now, and therefore to the Shaper memories.
Does that mean we can finally locate the cause of the song?
You tell me. Think of the song, Tahar. Close your eyes. What do you feel? What do you hear? What do you see?
I'll try.
A failure. That's what you are.
No, that's impossible.
What is it?
My father. I heard his voice.
Your father? So you think he's behind this?
I also heard the voice of a woman. She whispered something.
A woman? Now this is, interesting. But I still don't understand. Do you really think your father is involved in the blood burn?
I don't think so. There's more to it. But yes, my father is involved in this somehow.
This is helpful, but it still does not tell us where to start searching. Think hard, Tahar. Is there anything else?
Yes, there were sounds. Drips, crickets, flies, but...
The eye. Your father's laboratory.
Tiara's breath. Of course.
The eye? You mean the marshlands?
Yes, my father had a laboratory there, in the old abandoned manor of House Waite. Nobody was allowed to follow him there, not even Rowan or I.
Well, sounds like we have a lead. The Bloodborne and the Song of the White are somehow connected to your father in his laboratory.
So it seems. Yes.
Tahar, maybe...
What?
Never mind. It doesn't matter.
Rowan, tell me.
There's nothing to tell.
Well, if you say so. I'll send a messenger to inform Lacane as soon as possible. He will want to be there. Let's get prepared.
Tahar, how do you feel? You sounded a bit lost before.
I guess I was.
And not exactly good ones, I suppose. Well, I hope... Is there anything else you wish to talk about? If not, I best get prepared. Tahar, may I help you with something?
Understood. Let's see. Yes? Now would you look at that?
Oh, hello. How are you feeling? Considering your new gift, I mean, joining...
I feel strange.
Yes, I imagine. You know, Tahar, I have been thinking maybe I could join myself with the Nexus as well. I'm wondering if it could help me understand better the human mind.
I don't think that's a good idea.
I see. Let us continue this discussion another time, Tahar. We should ready ourselves for what is to come. Yes? What is it?
Back when we met, you told me about an internal disagreement.
Why do you want to know?
No particular reason.
I see. Well, simply put, the guild had two leaders until half a year ago, me and Lena. Lena and a lot of...
You're talking about the persecution?
Yes, I am. As Lena said, they are crucifying us, burning us alive, putting masks on our heads that destroy our minds. If there's something wrong with the world, it's people who keep their heads down because they are afraid to stand in for what's...
Quite the speech.
She was very emotional when it came. However, her stance conflicted with everything the Creators Guild stands for. We preserve, not figuratively speaking, a fisher will never be a good military commander, just like a mage will never be a good politician.
So where did Lena and the other mages go?
I do not know. They left to fight the purity and save mages.
Could you tell me more about Lena? What was her position?
She was the guild's treasure master. Other than that, I do not know what to tell you. She was different than the others. She was better than the others. And I always saw it...
Well, if you ask me...
I disagree. I have intensively studied human behavior and history, and I've come to the conclusion that exaggerated sense of response... People feel the need to take action, even if the events practically do not affect them at all. This creates... But these events lie in the past.
You seem bitter.
As I said, I had hoped for a different outcome.
Could you tell me more about the woman who initiated the split?
I would rather not.
Of course.
I will tell you.
Where did you grow up?
I do not.
Imperia?
I know, but I hardly have any memories. My parents...
So you were refugee?
Yes, much like many Nortandians are now.
What's it...
Well, it was my impression that Utran people are by nature a lot more... All in all, however, I cannot complain. Both my father and my mother found work quite quickly. And thanks to my occupation as first scholar of the Creators Guild...
And when did you discover...
At a very early age. I believe I was 7 at that time. All I know is that my mother's employer, who was a mage himself, immediately took me in. I went to Everlight when I was 10, and did not leave there ever.
Interesting.
I'm not surprised.
I've noticed that you use both white and black magic in combat. I've never...
Normally, yes. The essence of white and of black magic deeply oppose each other, trying to combine both of them. I, however, never had that problem. The first time I found out was at the Arcane University in Greyfell, where I studied. The white magic... I was very young at that time, and I knew my professor would be upset if he found out. So I channeled my energy on... It immediately went feral, and I put it back to sleep. But rather than feeling the terrible headache that had been described to us as an effect, I secretly continued these experiments during my studies, and found out that whatever it is that caused...
Do you have an explanation?
No, I do not. Maybe it has to do with the way my mind is structured, or maybe it is a simple coincidence.
Well, that's odd. Goodbye.
Huh?
So...
Well, there isn't that much to know about me, Tahar. I'm a deep...
Wait.
Yeah. And...
What made you come to...
Long story. And I don't want to talk about it.
Can you...
It's a pretty general question, Corporal.
What are Kalayans like?
Huh. Good question. I'll spend that. But all in all, Kalayans are a lot less stiff than you Nord folks. Kalayans like to sing, to dance, and to fuck. They do it a lot. Sometimes at the same time. On the other hand, the people are two-faced. That's a lot better here in Nortander. You have your little intrigues, but you generally say what you mean.
Kalea is a city-state, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, almost. When people say Kalea, they usually refer to the... However, only the big one in the middle is really inhabited. And that one's pretty much just a massive city. But yeah, it's essentially a city-state. And even though Kalea is small, it's very powerful. You know, spices, sugar...
Rich is a Kalayan, isn't that how they say?
Yeah, though that ignores the fact...
Do you happen to know if Kalea...
Don't think so, no. At least I haven't heard anything.
There's been a lot of tension between Nortander...
I haven't been back since, so I couldn't tell you. But according to the sailors, things have gotten better.
I'm still wondering what made you leave Kalea and...
You're not letting this one go, are you? Alright, if you're like... To make it short, I grew up in the slums of Kalea. A shithole if ever there was one. Just imagine an entire quarter made up of half-ruined shacks with this. My father had left right after I was born. My mother is what you call a day laborer. Though whatever job there was, she took it. Even if it was cleaning the shit out of Kalayan canals. She worked hard, but it just wasn't enough. Long story short, after a while my mother simply couldn't cover the expenses anymore. The rent for our room went up and jobs. So my mother looked for someone to help her out. And found one. A man named Creo. He was a loan shark who had it all. A stupid name and a shady beard.
I think I can see where this is going.
Sure you can. It's not the most unique of stories, is it? To cut to the chase, one year I was just too weak. Over and over this fucking bastard came. Had my mother tell me to go for a walk. And every time I had no choice. I remember one day I looked in the mirror and realized how much I hated the boy I saw. I hated his body with all its frail bones, his small arms. So the next time he came, I fought back.
How did that go?
What do you think? He beat me up. And it was the same next time and the time after that. At first he found it funny. But after the fourth time he threatened to kill me. On my 14th name day I left home and joined up with the Kalayan sand prowlers. My mother begged me not to go. But I just couldn't. Standing there and watching this fucking bastard walk into our... The way I figured it was that if I earned enough money to pay Mother's debts, Kriya would leave her alone. Once I was strong enough, I'd come back. Wait for me.
I think I can. So who...
A group of mercenaries. They took me in and trained me. And even though they were skeptical at first, they quickly realized that my determination made up for what my body was lacking. When I was 16 and I discovered my magic, one of their leaders made me his apprentice. Yeah,
what?
Well... I thought so. Well, but then again, the Kalayan guard was no better than that. What? After 1 year, I was... Of course. On my 18th name day. I had wanted to return her... Sorry.
What happened?
My mother. She was gone. Her room had been cleared out, and the neighbors told me she passed away unexpectedly just 3 weeks before I arrived.
I'm sorry.
Why? It was a natural death. She was old when she gave birth to me. In other words, it was bound to happen. I went into the room and looked for our stash. A small casket under the floorboards.
So...
She never used it to pay Creo as I instructed her. I have no idea why. She was that kind of person, you know? No matter how hard fate punched her in the face, and look what she got in return.
Did you ever visit?
I did, but it was a mass grave. Dozens of corpses, all piled onto each other. I threw up when I saw it. It never came...
What about Creo?
Well, as you can imagine, I went to look for him. Right after I...
Where?
I don't know. I asked everywhere and everyone who could know. And they either did... After a while, I gave up.
Why?
Because people like Creo are just a reality we have to deal with. I could have killed him, but what good would it have done? The world doesn't give a fuck about your ideals, Tahar. About doing the right thing. I wasn't strong enough when I should have been. And that's why I couldn't help her.
I see.
Yeah, keep telling yours. To wrap up the story, I quit university, and I've been... Sure. Hope you're happy.
Iana?
Oh. Yes.
How so?
Well, this place.
So you can hear the Shaper's thought?
Fragments. Yes. Just like when you had your vision.
How come?
No, you could. My mind, on the other, I'm afraid I don't. What should I make of it? I don't know, Tahar. Only you can answer that question. But I think your father's laboratory holds the answers you're looking for. And maybe an end to the blood burn.
Pathetic.
Of the few refugees who make it to Everlight, many are shocked to find that their troubles do not end there. Though its neutrality as a city-state left it largely unscathed during the Mage Wars, the city has its own mountain of problems to struggle with. The biggest ones being the ever-growing gap between the rich and the poor, an uncontrollable rise in crime, and the Purity of Light's aggressive crusade for new followers.
Yes.
You got it.
Though some cartographers may claim otherwise, the maps of Io are still far from complete. The Black Sea in particular has always invited explorers and adventurers to fantasize.
Sure.
Ici, la quête elle bug toujours, je peux pas reparler au PNJ.
Got it.
Ça me fait chier. Parce que là, il y a la quête retourner voir la Jaras. Il y a l'icône, mais je peux rien faire.
Say the word.
Du coup, cette quête-là, elle bloque. Et après, j'ai que 3 quêtes principales. Je roule dans une veille. Destination inconnue.
Yes. Will do.
Le problème, c'est que je suis obligé d'aller à l'œil pour continuer la campagne. Et là, ça veut pas. Cette quête-là, ça veut pas. Et ça me fait chier parce que c'était marqué si je continue. Merde. C'était marqué si je continue à l'œil, et ben il y a certaines quêtes que je pourrais pas valider. Donc je sais pas c'est lesquelles. Tant pis, je vais à l'œil. Hein. Donc l'œil, normalement, c'est la quête pour découvrir d'où vient le brûle-sang, pourquoi il y a ça, et tout le bidule, quoi. Donc là, ce qui est l'intrigue principale de Spellforce 3. Ça me fait chier de pas pouvoir valider la quête. Ici, j'ai pas accès à la carte du monde. Faut que je retourne à l'Uxatherm à chaque fois. Moi bah tant pis, je vais aller à l'œil. Tant pis, tant pis. Vous devez réunir votre groupe. Putain. Je comprends pas pourquoi ça merde comme ça. Dans tous les Spellforce, il y a des quêtes qui bug. Augmente les dégâts infligés lorsqu'il porte des armes doubles. Toutes les armes doubles impliquent augmentent des dégâts sous forme de dégâts de siège. Invoque un démon plus puissant pour aider votre héros sur le champ de bataille. Haha. Chaque attaque automatique a 5% de chance d'infliger des dégâts purs. Saignement, ouais, faut le mettre obligé. Comme ça, il fait des dégâts de way, plus de saignement, donc plus un dot. C'est très intéressant.
Just give the word.
Et avec lui, bah, je augmenterai les dégâts qu'il inflige avec les armes d'attaque automatique à chaque level.
Of the few refugees who make it to Everlight, many are shocked to find that their troubles do not end there. Though its neutrality as a city-state left it largely unscathed.
Ça me fait chier en vrai. Je suis obligé d'aller à l'œil. J'espère qu'il y aura une base à construire, une armée à faire. Ouais, partir comme ça avec ce groupe-là. Ça fait une archère, une île, un DPS CAC et un tank, un mage ladin. Ça c'est très bien comme ça.
Iskrim's plan worked. By joining your mind to the collective subconscious of the Shapers, you were able to locate the origin of the Song of the White. The marshlands, also known as the Eye, where your father had a secret laboratory. It seems that Rondar the King was right. One way or another, your family is connected to the Bloodburn. Time to unravel the mystery.
Alors c'est marqué l'œil. Alors le plan d'Isgrim a fonctionné en joignant votre esprit à l'inconscient collectif des façonneurs. Vous avez pu localiser l'origine du champ des spectres dans les marais. Un endroit également connu sous le nom de l'œil, dans lequel votre père possédait un laboratoire secret. Il semble que Rondar Laken ait eu raison, d'une façon ou d'une autre, votre lignée a un rapport avec le brûle-sang. Il est temps de résoudre ce mystère. Spellforce.
Tahar, there you are.
Bertrand?
That's my name. The Harbinger sent me to welcome you.
What about Iskander? I thought you'd still be there.
I was, until recently, but that's a long story. We can talk about it later if you want. First, we need to discuss the reason you're here. There's good news and there's bad news. Let me make this short. Sentenza, General Noria, caught wind of our endeavor. He knows we are headed for the Eye.
That's bad. What's the good news?
He wasn't sure of it, so he only came with a small division of soldiers. Still, the fortress is heavily guarded, so we will need more troops to storm it.
Damn it. We left our forces in Mullendir.
I know. There was no way you could have known this would turn into a full-fledged battle. But there's no time to turn back now, and we have to come up with a plan. The Harbinger himself will join you at the fortress, together with some Lightbringers.
Lightbringers? So the Purity has actual soldiers now?
That's not really news, is it? They always had the Bane.
What? No, the Bane doesn't belong to the Purity. They believe they do, but the Harbinger has clearly renounced any affiliation with them.
You really believe that? For the Harbinger's right hand, you definitely don't know a lot.
If that's what you want to believe, go ahead. Regarding your question, Tahar, a lot has happened since your escape from Greykeep. More and more people have started to see the light. And it is not just townsfolk and farmers anymore, but also soldiers. They all wish to fight for Aeonir's return, and we guide them.
Well, I just hope you know what you're doing.
We do, trust me.
And how will he do that? If Sentenza has scouts all over the marshlands, he will see the Purity's army coming from miles away.
That's where you come in. There's a godstone on the mountain of the old castle where your father's laboratory was, and where Sentenza has made his stand. If you kindle it for us, the Harbinger can use his rune to teleport himself and his armies right there.
That could work.
It will. Aeonir is guiding us, Tahar. Don't ever forget that. I'll wait here to make sure Sentenza's reinforcements don't take us by surprise if they get here before all this is done with.
I still don't understand how Sentenza got wind of this.
I don't know. He is the spy master after all, so I guess it's just one of his many ears who told him.
Yeah.
Can you tell me anything about the marsh?
Well, I take it you're not interested in the folk tales about House Waite's descent into madness, so... No, not really. The only thing you should watch out for are undead.
Of course. The Bloodburn.
What do you mean?
The Bloodburn. I don't know how to explain it, but corpses can be affected, too. It awakes them.
Oh, that's eerie. Well, but I guess it explains a lot. The swamp has taken hundreds of lives over the years, and if that castle is where the Bloodburn originates from, then, well, you understand.
Bertrand, there's something I'd like to know. What do you...
Well, you must be connected to it somehow. Aeonir himself told the Harbinger this, didn't he? As to why and how, I guess we'll find out.
Once we've secured the Godstone, what then?
The Harbinger will know, but I assume we will storm the place. Once we're on the island, it should be an easy fight.
Shouldn't we try to reason with Sentenza first?
No, I don't think that's wise. Sentenza hates you, and he hates the Purity too. He has been trying to hunt you down since you escaped the keep. We cannot take that risk.
All right. I'll see what I can do.
You will. Aenir's blessings, Tahar. And stay safe. I'll be here if you need me.
Ok. Ah.
Let's see.
Donc on va lever une armée. Y a pas de problème.
Sure.
Understood.
I understand.
On va lever une armée pour venir te poutrer. Et tu pourras crier ou même chialer. On va te décapiter.
Undead. Let's do this.
On va faire une chanson avec des bébés. Affaiblir. C'est pas bon pour moi ça. Ah c'est des ennemis. Ah putain de merde.
Yes.
Interesting.
Ok, donc faudra lever une putain d'armée.
Deserted.
The hut is still in good shape, though. Probably the fishermen just left because of the storm. Uh-huh.
Sounds like a plan.
That way.
All right.
All right.
Here goes nothing.
Ah merde.
I need more time!
Zéro dégâts. Ils prennent très peu de dégâts.
Sure.
Really?
That way?
Got it.
Là je me balade un peu au pif, hein.
You got it.
J'explore. Avant que ce soit la grosse
Finally.
bataille acharnée. C'est quand j'aurai ma base
Got
avec
it.
le gros bordel.
Fine.
Ah, des coups de bataille là. Des sons de bataille. Ouais. Oula, oula. Un petit mage là, ça aurait été bien.
Anything on your mind? Fine. You picked the wrong enemies.
Corporal. Leave it to me.
C'était pop, genre c'est vert.
Sure. Sure.
Understood.
Oh, j'ai fait.
Helen's reigns. Hard to believe there was a time when people actually lived here.
They still do, in the east. And yeah, the environment may be hostile, but I doubt the villagers ever had many troubles with raiders.
Sounds like a plan.
That way.
Will do.
All right.
Et de l'arrière.
Sure.
J'ai pas les technologies pour encore. Un petit coffre, c'est cool.
I don't think we should go there. The storm has completely soaked the ground. It would be too dangerous.
Faudrait que je m'équipe en armes anti-mort vivant. Aussi, c'est pas bête. Je vais regarder s'il y a des armes anti-mort vivant. Quitte à perdre un peu de DPS. Animaux sauvages. Animaux sauvages, j'ai pas contre les... J'ai pas à une main, 17-18, c'est contre les méduses. À une main. Les attaques du héros atteignent 2 cibles supplémentaires. Ça pourrait être bien pour le guerrier DPS. Bah voilà. Ça, je la mets en arme principale. Comme ça, il attaque 2 ennemis en même temps. Inflige 50% de dégâts supplémentaires aux ennemis sous l'effet d'entrave. 19-21, du coup j'ai mieux. À demain. Contre les méduses. Ouais, j'ai pas. Ah si, contre les morts vivants, tiens. Contre les morts vivants. Vas-y, je vais perdre un tout petit peu de DPS, mais je vais y mettre. Voilà. Et là, j'ai avec l'autre perso, j'ai un bouclier qui résiste 200 à l'ombre, hein. Donc déjà ça c'est bien. Le bouclier épique.
Really?
Ok, y'a rien. Voilà, il y a le bouclier là, sans résistance à l'ombre. Ça c'est nickel. 19-21. Ouais.
What do we need?
Finally.
Got it.
You got it.
This is it. Strange that Sentenza hasn't reacted by now. He must have heard the fighting.
Maybe the storm drowned out the noise. It's possible.
But not likely.
Oh, une arbalète a des chances d'appliquer l'effet silence, c'est cool. Là, je vais piquer un maximum de butin.
Let's see.
Oh.
Well,
So, what's the plan? That way?
Will do. Blocked.
even if it wasn't, shouldn't we get Lacane and his troops in first? Fine.
Ah oui, il faut activer la pierre divine.
Got it. Sure. Get ready.
That's the Godstone Bertrand was talking about. Let's light it. Interesting.
Ah, il y avait que 9 soldats.
Understood.
Concerné, connecter la pierre divine à celle de ce Bertrand. Voilà.
Harbinger. Carpal. Good work, Tahar. The All-Father clearly smiles on us. So, this is where you believe the Bloodburn comes from. Interesting. When Aenir told me the Pariah's blood was involved, I didn't take it so literally. Time to end it.
First of all, we need to get through the gate. Why hasn't General Noria reacted yet? Even if he didn't notice the fighting, he must have seen this teleport.
Because he wants to be the one who ends it.
How do you know?
Because I know men of his kind. He's proud and consumed by his hatred, and he wants to be the one to take you down and me right along with you.
But the Purity is under the Lord Marshal's protection. He can't just kill you.
Well, both Lord Marshal Arendir and the General know by now that I helped you. And even though the evidence wasn't enough to officially sentence me, it will be the moment I show up with you at my side. I knew it would come to this, Tahar. The only reason the Lord Marshal was willing to cooperate with the Purity for so long was because we had the people behind us. We were always a thorn in their sides. And this, me helping a deserter of the crown, is just what they need to take me down.
Then you're taking quite a risk being here.
I'm not. I've told you before. All that is happening according to Aenir's plan. Just have a little faith, Tahar.
And what now? How do we get past the gate?
Let me take care of it. General Naria. General Naria! Are you ready?
Aren't we walking into a trap?
A battle, but not a trap. Just trust me.
Ouais, je le sens mal.
Corporal.
Ça sent mal, ça. Ça sent le piège.
Walking right into the lion's den. This has to be by far the most foolish thing I've ever done.
Just trust the Harbinger. He knows what he is doing.
Yes. Non, j'aime pas ça du tout. No. It's a trap. Un homme et une femme enchaînés et abandonnés à leur sort.
Sounds like a plan.
Ouais.
Fine, I understand.
C'est un connard le général Bidule, je suis sûr qu'il va m'agresser. Là il attend qu'on rentre et après il va replier tous les soldats sur nous et bim.
That way?
Really?
Ouais, il y a trop de soldats. Je le sens mal. Je le sens trop mal. Ça sent le piège. J'aime pas trop.
Sure.
What's next? There he is. Let's see.
Et puis moi je me sers au calme.
Now would you look at that?
Cet homme n'aura reçu aucune clémence, vous vous demandez qui a bien pu faire cela dépend.
Got it. Will do.
Yes?
Allez, go.
So this is how it ends.
It doesn't have to.
Doesn't it? What do you suggest, Corporal Tahar? That I let a traitor run free? Together with his lunatic cultist friend who is scheming against the crown? No. We both know that's not an option.
These people in Leonon were innocent. How often do you want me to tell you?
You didn't know! All you had was the word of some elven traitor, yet you risked the life of an entire city for it. Believe me, of all the atrocities I've seen in war, almost all of them are caused by people believing they are doing the right thing. Because that's all it was. You didn't want to save those villagers because you thought they were innocent. You did it because you wanted to be the savior. Vanity. That's what it was all about. And I get it. Part of this is on me. I thought I succeeded in making you a warrior, a servant of the crown, but I failed, and I didn't even see it. You're just like your father.
By the light, General! We both want the same thing. To end the bloodburn? Shouldn't we be helping each other instead?
You're as bad as them, Corporal. Enslaving yourself to this madman rather than facing death like a soldier. You're just a coward.
That's not...
Don't, Bertrand. It's
We know where the bloodburn comes from, Sentenza. It's this castle. If you kill me, we may never stop it.
Why? What can you do that we, the Royal Army, can't? But thank you for the information. I had been wondering what the fabled Rondar Lacane and the prodigal corporal wanted in this marsh. Now I know.
You couldn't stop the bloodburn even if you killed us. It's not how Aenir wills it.
Well, we'll see about that.
Well, if you're so eager to spill blood, then fine. Let's get this over with.
Yeah.
We will. Men, you know what to do.
Yeah. Go, 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 go.
I need more time.
Team fight. Ils font même pas de dégâts contre le général.
Help me, somebody!
Whatever's necessary.
Merde, il tape Bertrand, fuck.
That was alright.
Help me for heck's sake.
Sure.
Ah, il a 7000 points de vie, c'est chaud.
Yes.
Il fait pas beaucoup de dégâts, hein. Là, je monte les dégâts de tous les troupes là. Fichier qui s'occupe pas de mes soldats. Attends, je vais faire la caméra. Ah, il tape fond d'arbre. Allez, meurs! Meurs, taille!
No. This is wrong.
He's gone. I'm sorry it had to come to this, Tahar.
It was his choice.
Yes.
It was. Now let us end this. Whatever causes the bloodburn is right below our feet. Maybe even some more answers to the questions you've been asking yourself all along the way.
What kind of answers?
Well, maybe there was more to your father than you thought.
Tell me, given that we find...
Then we are one step closer to the return.
I'm ready.
Good. You lead the way. Bertrand, you secure the fortress. I doubt there will be Northander reinforcements soon, but we need to be sure.
Of course. Good luck to you, my friend. My prayers are with you.
Il a tellement de vie qu'il n'arrive même pas à se tuer lui-même.
Well, I understand.
Sure.
Fine.
Ok, donc on bite même pas la carte, rien, c'est direct on va là-dedans, bam. Par contre la forteresse, ils auraient pu un peu plus se protéger, c'est méga important, il y a 9 soldats. Ouh.
Interesting.
Ouh. A des chances d'appliquer l'effet entrave, les cercles de héros atteignent une cible supplémentaire. Dégâts de feu.
Sure.
Will do.
Donc voilà, c'est là que on va trouver la solution du brûle-sang. Le laboratoire d'Isamo. Allez, on y va. Au moins,
As
on
you
avance,
descend
c'est
the
cool.
dank stairway of Castle Waite, a memory flickers across your mind. Your father, standing over your cradle, eyeing you with a mixture of affection, indecision, and disgust. Almost like an archaeologist looking at a strange discovery. The memory disappears as soon as you and your companions reach the bottom of the stairs. Your father's sanctuary, as if touched by skeletal hands. The cold manifests on your shoulders, slithering, creeping, crawling slowly towards your chest.
Alors que vous descendez l'escalier humide et glissant du château Waite, un souvenir traverse votre esprit. Votre père, penché sur votre berceau, vous regarde avec un mélange d'affection, d'indécision et de dégoût. Un peu comme un archéologue étudiant une étrange découverte. Le souvenir s'efface aussitôt que vous et vos compagnons atteignez le bas des marches, le sanctuaire de votre père. Une sensation de froid se manifeste sur votre épaule, comme si une main squelettique vous effleurait, glissant, grimpant, rampant lentement vers votre poitrine. Yerk.
So this is it. Intriguing.
This place is definitely where the strange magical signature of the marshland comes from.
But what causes it?
We will find out soon enough.
Yes.
C'est beau en tout cas. Très très beau comme décor.
Got it.
Ce n'est censé être qu'un laboratoire, hein.
They will burn.
This place is a bloody graveyard.
I need help over here.
Ah, il me heal le prêtre, cool.
Finally.
Fair enough. Let's do this.
C'est un laboratoire important, à mon avis il y aura beaucoup de loot. Bâton de ruine des elfes. Bloc d'adamantium renforcé. Ah, ça c'est pour l'armure du nain. Cool, j'arrêtais pas d'en chercher un. Génial. Je prends améliorer l'armure du nain.
They will fall. Take them down.
Oula. Il a une épée runique. Et donc il y a beaucoup de morts vivants et des démons. Cool les gens qui sont pendus. Non mais là il a tenu par les bras, le cou, les pieds. Là il lui a planté un truc dans le dos. Alors.
That way. All right.
Ça va s'amuser.
Understood. read my mind.
Ils font des bons dégâts les deux.
Really?
Chasse aux orques. Bah je sais pas où aller, il y a des chemins partout alors... Ah ok, là ça revient là. Là son laboratoire il est grand. Il est magnifique, grand. Oh, c'est quoi une statue? Là. Et c'est un peu spécial.
Sure.
Là, c'est quoi ça? Abomination. Point de vie.
Any more mana? What? Come on, we're getting started. Anything on your mind?
On dirait un sans visage de veau.
Let's see.
Une abomination spectrale, mon dieu, qui ne ramène pas. Ah ouais, il l'a enfermé. Oh, ça bouge là. Oh, et polyarnène renforcée. Cool.
Blazes. Do you see that?
It walks by the light.
C'est quoi? Un mort-vivant?
Now would you look at that?
Yuck.
Do you understand me? What happened here? What are you? It seems to understand us. At least a little.
C'est dégueulasse.
What are you? Did Isamu create you? Do you know anything about the Bloodburn? I think we're wasting our time here. Let's push on.
We should kill it.
What?
This entire place. It's a blasphemy. Only the All-Father should have the power to shape life like that. And we should free this thing from its suffering.
And all of a sudden, you're a philanthropist. But I actually agree with you on this one.
Do you?
Tuons-la ou laissons-la. Ah, on va la tuer, c'est une infamie.
We kill it.
Yes.
It's dead.
At least its suffering is over.
Mais personne ne devrait être dans la non-mort.
Fine.
Tiara's breath. What?
Il bouge en
What
plus.
is that?
It looks human.
I don't think so. I can't feel any aura on them. Not even a leftover. Which either means they've been dead for hundreds of years,
Centaines d'années,
or
il
they
est
were
mort.
never alive to begin with.
What are you implying?
That they've been created somehow. Didn't you tell us about this nightmare you've had since you were a child, Tahar? The one in which you saw these bizarre constructs?
Of course. These are the things from my dream.
That's interesting. To say the least.
Yeah. Ok, donc il crée des créatures, quoi. Oh, j'ai cliqué au pif. Parce que les deux ils sont pas pareils. Là c'est tout gris et là c'était entouré. Je pensais pas ouvrir un passage.
So, the cane, you foresaw all this in your vision.
Not this. But I knew that the pariah was the key to the Bloodburn. I had no idea it would be Asano Tahar's child. And I didn't know about this place. Otherwise,
Putain,
we would have come here.
Plein d'items légendaires ici. Oh. Ouais, puis toutes les créatures là, elles bougent là. Donc elles sont encore vivantes en fait. Regarde, elles bougent. Ah putain, elle est empalée, il bouge. Ah, elles sont toutes vivantes quoi, ça craint. Surtout que t'es, entre parenthèses, en vie, même si les créatures sont mortes, mais... Et en plus, elles sont empalées quoi, donc on s'est empalé à vie. Bah, c'est une façon de parler, mais... Du coup, j'ai eu plein de trucs légendaires là. Bouclier de bénédiction, épée du renégat, maîtresse de la vie et de la mort. Et là, j'ai eu ça, épaulière naine, Tierté de Thunder. C'est marqué quoi? Premier souverain, propriétaires sont connus. Tant qu'un courageux héros n'aura pas réuni à tous les composants et refait. Ah, c'est une armure, ok. En tout cas, il y a beaucoup de composants légendaires ici, c'est cool.
Blasphemy. No human should have the power to cheat life like this.
Got it.
En plus, c'est des épaves, quoi. Ils n'arrivent pas à bouger, ni à communiquer.
Here we go. Stay away from their claws.
Il me bloque mes sorts. Ça va péter.
Got it.
Étincelle de l'essence. Étincelle d'une énergie magique apparemment pénètre par l'essence éternelle.
Yes.
Attends, je regarde si j'ai rien oublié en chemin. Moi je viens de là, là. Je veux rien oublier vu qu'il y a beaucoup de trucs de stuff. 36. Oh.
Sounds like a plan. Sure. That way?
Son laboratoire il est un peu
You
géant.
got it.
Sure. We'll make short work of them.
This place is a bloody graveyard. Undead.
Is that all?
Just give the word.
Putain, 500 découpés.
Interesting.
Alors, marteau embrasé, à une main, contre une main, blague d'adamantium renforcée. C'est pour une quête, ça. La quête
Sure.
du nain. Ça, c'est
That way?
They will burn.
This place is a bloody graveyard.
Putain, ça me bloque mes sorts, c'est quoi ce délire? Ça fait bien la lance de bouclier.
Let's see.
You got it.
Really?
Now would you look at that?
Ah ouais,
Sure.
J'oublie un truc ou pas là? Si on peut aller là, on peut aller là.
Sure.
Sounds like a plan. All right, here goes nothing.
KPB.
I'm only getting started.
Will do.
I understand.
Cool. Oula. Attends, il y a une personne et puis une entrée. Donc je vais visiter le reste du donjon. Parce que j'ai pas envie que ça m'envoie à la suite. C'est Jacqueline ici. Moi à 20h pile, il faudra que je coupe mon live. Parce qu'il y a quelqu'un qui débarque.
Understood.
Sure.
Attends, là j'ai pas visité ici.
Fine.
Oh, que des grosses armures.
You got it.
Easy. Pathetic.
You picked the wrong enemies.
Let's see.
Fire.
Fair enough. Let's do this.
Il y a des crânes et des documents.
Fine.
Santé bestiale.
Interesting.
Oh, putain. 25, 25, 25, 20, 20, 20. Une fois ça arrive, j'ai appris le déclin de la intéressant. Ah, ça c'est intéressant, du coup c'est l'assisté de Mulandir. Le bouquin, il doit parler de la cité. Le corps a l'air encore frais, il a dû être emmené ici peu de temps avant la fin de la guerre ou quelque chose l'a préservé. D'une manière ou d'une autre. Ok, il faisait que des expériences cheloues le mec en fait. Sur la vie, la mort, la magie. Le brûle-sang sûrement. Une statue de Xira, dieu de la chair empyrien, dont l'existence est refutée par les prêtres et les gardiens. Vous avez la sensation que ces entités innombrables suivent chacun de vos mouvements.
Sure.
That way. All right.
You got it. Walking corpses. Take them down.
Ah, il y a un sort ici.
Now would you look at that?
Il y a d'autres secrets, hein. Là j'ai cliqué sur la statue tout à l'heure, ça a ouvert une trappe. Ça se peut qu'il y en ait d'autres des secrets. Peut-être regarder partout. Ah.
Get rid of them. This place is a bloody graveyard.
Là les Away c'est très balèze.
What?
Quoi ça?
Understood.
Portail.
Got it.
Non. Sur un portail. Je sais pas. Bizarre. Oh, ça a l'air d'être bon. Ça a l'air d'être bon, je sais pas. Mais si c'est lui qui a créé le brûle-sang... En plus d'avoir foutu la guerre de partout, d'avoir foutu le bordel de partout, il a encore foutu la peste de partout. C'est un génie. C'est lui qui a balancé le corona partout. Examiner le fantôme. Femme spectrale.
That's impossible.
Do you know this thing?
It looks like someone I knew. Back when I was still fighting for my father.
So she was a rebel.
She defied my father. Same as I. That's why he killed her.
She's a revenant now. This... I'm sorry, Tahar. I'm so sorry.
Of course. A ghost seeking closure.
I've seen my share of the undead, but this is new. What exactly is that? A revenant?
When a person dies with an unfulfilled desire, a scourge of some sort, that person may sometimes return to the world as a revenant, with the purpose of finding closure. Seems that this happened to Helena.
C'est ce qui est arrivé à Helena. Bah attends, on n'a même pas dit son prénom et le gars il sort un Helena. Il ne semble pas être son nom.
She doesn't seem to be aware of us.
And no, it is.
Les revenants sont guidés par
Revenants are guided by raw emotion and magical auras, rather than sight, touch, or hearing.
Il est donc là pour Isamo.
If a revenant is a ghost seeking closure, she's here for Isamo. For revenge.
Probably. I think we...
Isamo?
By the light.
You took me, Tahar. You took me. You took Zane. You took your own child. But it's over now. I found you.
Tiara's breath. She thinks you're Samo.
Helena, I...
Ah.
No. No.
Oh merde.
I need more time. I can't.
Oh putain, elle a plus de vie que le général Noria. C'est chaud. Heureusement qu'elle fait pas beaucoup de dégâts. Ah, elle a pas de résistance au feu, à la glace et à la magie blanche, à la magie noire. Mais elle est résistante au cac. Ok, donc faut la bombarder de ça. J'ai pas de ça.
It's over. She's dead.
She has been for a long time, Tahar. This creature, it wasn't Helena.
Will she come back? As another revenant?
Revenants only return once. If not, this world would be haunted by thousands of them. She's with the light now.
I don't understand why she thought I was him.
It doesn't mean anything. A revenant's mind, if you can call it that, doesn't work like ours. It only reacts to raw emotions and orders. She must have seen the semblance between yours and your father's.
Let's just move on.
Sounds like a plan.
Let's see. Books, books, books. Did my father read all these?
Unlikely.
Sure.
Really?
Now would you look at that?
Phasmalisme, tissage de rêves, le livre traite toutes les formes de magie existantes. Derrière la vitre de l'armoire, vous distinguez les silhouettes d'innombrables ouvrages.
Got it. Another. Careful.
Il me bloque mes sorts. Putain, il fait mal l'enfoiré. Ah, quand les deux monstres sont combinés, ça pique, hein. Oh non, il s'est full heal, c'est une blague. Il a full heal les deux, non.
Yes.
Vas-y, je vais focus celui-là.
Help me for heck's sake!
Easy.
Putain, quelle saloperie. Il a capturé un dragon quand même. Ah, c'est de la saloperie ces monstres là. Ah non, c'est encore full heal. C'est une blague. C'est une putain de blague. Full dot quoi. Full dot. Putain de merde. Quelle saloperie. Ça va, ils régènent vite leur vie avec leur régène life là que les autres ont pas.
Will do.
I understand.
You got it.
That way. All right. Got it.
What?
Sure.
Do you hear that?
The Song of White.
Yes, but it's clearer. And it seems to be coming from down that hallway.
Then we know where we have
The song, it has stopped.
Indeed. Incredible. All this energy. I've never felt anything like it.
Me neither. Whatever's behind that door, it must have been the source your father used for his experiments. Or maybe... no, never mind.
What?
Nothing. Just, thought. But it's irrelevant.
Any thoughts? We have no idea what to expect, so we should stay closely together.
No.
I'm sorry?
Whatever is in there, you, the pariah, needs to face it alone. It's what I saw in the vision, and thus, it's Aenir's will.
Are you stupid? This is exactly what we shouldn't do.
It doesn't matter. It's the All-Father's will, and we will obey.
Ah, il est venu que pour ça, quoi. Le gars, il nous suit juste pour nous dire non, tu dois y aller tout seul. Même si c'est un putain de piège et un putain de méga boss ouvert cheaté, faut que tu y ailles tout seul.
This is too dangerous. We go in together, or we don't go at all.
No. You will do as the All-Father wills, and proceed alone.
Else?
Else, you will suffer the consequences. If you remember, there are dozens of my men and women out in the fortress, with the command to kill you all on sight, should you emerge from this place without me accompanying you.
But this is crazy! We have no idea what she'll face in there.
You will handle it. Now do as I say. Believe me, it's for the better.
I don't really have a choice, do I?
You don't.
All right. Then let's just get this over with. Just stay put. I'll be back.
Wait.
What?
Whatever you find in there, remember that I only did what I deemed best for you. Please.
I don't follow.
Just... never mind. Maybe you'll see, maybe you won't. Now, go on in.
What's next?
C'est sûrement un putain de piège, merde.
Understood. No turning back now.
Ah, la porte est refermée. Shit, ça sent pas bon. Ça sent vraiment pas bon. Ça c'est beau, c'est grand, c'est beau. Ouais. Encore un mort vivant.
Tiara's breath.
My child. Finally.
What is this? Who are you?
Your mother. I'm your mother.
Wait, you... Say that again?
I'm your mother. You are the blood of my blood, my child. My daughter. And you finally come. You've come to save me.
I don't understand.
I'm your mother. The quiet man, Isamo. He molded you from my blood. And after all this time, you finally heard me. Please, child, sit down. I believe we have a lot to talk about. You are silent.
Yes, I'm sorry. All this, it's a lot to take in.
I feel the same way. All those years I've spent in this slumber, only to wake up and be experimented upon by your father. To be given a child in some grotesque, unholy ritual. I still wonder if this is really happening. Or maybe just a strange dream.
I'm afraid it isn't. Why is it that you call Isamo the Quiet Man?
Well, I did not know his true name until years after my awakening. And before that, he hardly spoke. So this is what my mind always called him.
So, you've been in this stasis until I came here, and I somehow set you free?
I was awake, but at the same time I wasn't. Whatever the Quiet Man did after he woke me, it left me in this haze. I didn't see, I couldn't move, but I could hear, and I could feel.
That must have been horrible.
It was. And there were times where I just wished that he would finally end it.
Why can I understand you? We don't speak the same tongue, do we?
We don't know. But you joined your spirit to the Nexus, didn't you? Our minds are connected. Thus, I can hear you, and you can hear me.
You said that my father created me? What is that supposed to mean?
I am not sure if I can even give you an answer to that. But I will try to explain. See, my child, the quiet man, Isamu, I do not think he ever considered me a living being. What he saw me as was a tool to the essence.
The essence?
The source of all magic. Your father's race, they are only able to access a glimpse, a twinkle from an endless sea. We, the Zalantep, were different. We have always been closer to the essence. We had understood how to harness it, and that had made us powerful.
So the essence is the place that all magic comes from?
Yes, but there were and probably are many names for it. The essence is only what my people called it.
Did you ever try to resist, to break free?
Of course, but it was pointless. I could not speak and I could not move, and even my magic could not aid me.
So you're saying that my father wanted to use you to gain access to this essence?
Yes, he was obsessed with the idea of gaining power, and to him, I was the key. But what he was trying to do, transferring my aura, my powers onto himself, was impossible, and he realized that quickly.
Why was it impossible?
Because an aura is as unique as a person's eyes or their fingertip skin. It cannot simply be put on and off like a helmet or a glove, and it dies with its owner.
Which is why he tried to find another way to gain access to your powers.
Yes, he tried transferring my energy to a talisman, to these flesh creatures he created, and countless other ways, but it was all in vain. These experiments went on for years, and even though I couldn't see and couldn't speak, I felt it all. Then he created you. His train of thought was simple. If my aura could not be transferred, it could be passed onto my offspring.
But how is that even possible? A shaper and a human?
It is possible. The way we conceive, how we bring forth new life, it is different from what you are used to.
How?
It's complicated, and I do not want to talk about it with my own child. What matters is it worked. Down here on this altar, I gave life to you, to my first and only child.
I'm sorry. This is a lot to take in.
I understand. Believe me, I do. All those years, I had wondered how it would feel to finally meet you. About what you would look like, and all the things I tell you. But now that you're here, it feels surreal. As if all this is just an illusion. A mirage.
So this is where the nightmare comes from, isn't it?
What nightmare?
Ever since I was a child, I had these dreams. I think I saw this place, the creatures my father created. The images, they were so vivid, so real. But whenever I told Isamu about them, he just shrugged it off. I always felt they were connected to something that had happened a long time ago. Now I know.
Yes, that is possible. Quite often, our dreams remind us of the things we have long forgotten.
So I'm half shaper. How come it doesn't show?
Once again, this has to do with the way we conceive, but I do not want to talk about it. I hope you understand.
What happened then? What did Isamo do?
He took you away. For what purpose, I do not know. But it is evident that it did not work. Even through you, he could not obtain access to the essence. As for what happened afterward, that is a question you are more fit to answer than I am. And once you freed me, I want you to tell me all.
I still can't believe you're a Shaper.
Shaper. That's how the Quiet Man called me too. We called ourselves the Zarlon Dead.
I know, but how is it possible that you're still alive? Your race. I thought you were extinct.
Yes, so it seems. I was unaware of this until the Quiet Man told me.
But how did your people die? And how did you survive?
I do not know how my people died. Believe me, child, I have spent a long time wondering. As for your second question, it is a long story. I was one of the Yulas caste, the scientists, the scholars, the priests, and like many other Zalundeb at that time, I was taken by the Scourge.
The Scourge?
A disease. It had been ravaging through our empire for over a decade at that time. It ate us up from the inside.
Most scholars who studied your people firmly believed that the Shapers had cured the world of all diseases.
Then they are wrong. We had found cures for many of them, yes. But even these were often only for the Yulas and the Zavas, the ruling castes. And there was no cure for the Scourge.
But you survived. How?
Through a ritual, an experiment. The idea was to freeze my body until a cure would be found. Looking back, I wonder why I was so eager to keep living. I was just a power-hungry woman who had no one to mourn her death. By the face of time, it's strange to tell you this. Millennia have passed, but some of the memories are still so lively, so real.
How old were you when the Scourge infected you?
90 years. Half my lifespan was already gone.
What exactly happened when I touched your hand earlier? How did I wake you?
You don't know.
How should I?
Yes, how should you? I am sorry, child. For some reason, I continue to expect you to know all those things I would have taught you. If things had been different. You see, a Shaper does not always have that connection to the essence the Quiet Man was looking for. When they come of age, there is an event called the melding. The child, guided by her creators, unlocks the potential slumbering within. Your father, he did not know this, which is why you could never give him what he wanted.
So this is what happened? You performed this ritual on me?
It's less of a ritual, but something that happens with age. It would have happened far earlier if we had not been separated. But yes, by taking my hand, we melded, and the energy that was set free also lifted my curse, or at least parts of it. I am still unable to move.
But what does that mean? That I can now access the essence?
No, the melding only provides the child with a key. Finding the door is a lifelong quest. But yes, deep down inside you have unlocked something. A potential for the enormous power Isamu had been looking for.
But I still don't understand. What's the story behind that song? You said that you called out to me so that I could find and save you.
Yes, I have done nothing else since your father took you from me. But it was only a short time ago that I finally started to feel that I could sense your presence somewhere out there. Thus, I tried to focus my thoughts onto you and send them out into the world. Telepathy, as you call it. The song must have been the way the dark corners of my mind expressed my emotions.
The dark corners of your mind? What do you mean by that?
Well, every spirit has two sides. One that the mind can see, and the other one that remains hidden. If the visible one is a puddle, the invisible is an endless sea.
My father died a year ago. Could this be the reason that we only started hearing the song 6 moons ago?
He is dead?
Yes. He started a rebellion against our kingdom and fell in the final battle.
I see. I always knew it would come to that, you know. His hunger, this glare in his eyes. I knew it would consume him eventually.
How does that make you feel?
That is a good question. I do not know. I expected to feel relief, joy, triumph even. But instead, I feel nothing.
So his death broke whatever spell he had imposed on you. And because of that, your telepathy finally carried through the walls of this place.
That is the only explanation. Yes.
So it was telepathy. But how come only certain people heard you? Only mages?
Is it not obvious? Because having magic means standing close to the essence, and only those who stand close are receptive to my telepathy. I did not know the form my thoughts would take on, but it seems that for us, it was a song. One that finally led you here to free your mother from her suffering. There is poetry in that, isn't there?
Dark poetry, if anything. You killed people.
Killed?
Your song. It was lethal to everybody who wasn't gifted with magic. Thousands of people died. Men, women, children. Whatever magic was in there, it burned them up from the inside.
But the name of the sun, I didn't know.
I just don't understand. Why did the song kill people without magic? How is this possible?
I don't know. Maybe it was too much for their minds to bear. Forgive me, I don't know what to say.
But it's over now, isn't it? I found you.
Yes, it should be, but... Oh, please, you have to believe me. I didn't know. All I wanted was to have you back. Wait. There's someone here.
What are you... No!
I'm sorry. It was necessary.
What did you do?
What do you think? I fulfilled Aener's prophecy. Searching for a cure, the pariah seeks the truth. A lost mother will be found and awoken from her slumber, and thus allows me to receive her essence.
You knew about this. You know about my mother?
Yes, I did. I knew that the blood burn was caused by a Shaper mother looking for her lost child. But what I didn't know was where to find her. So I had to find the child instead, which I did. The pariah. Though I certainly did not expect it to be Isamo Tahar's daughter.
But why? What for?
Isn't it obvious? Because I needed her essence. The key to the Archfire, as we call it. Through its power, I will be able to open the gates and to allow Aenir to return. I'm sorry, Tahar. Your mother, she will now serve the greater good. I hope you understand.
Understand? You bloody killed her!
She is not dead. Her body maybe, but not her mind. Inside that amulet, she's still alive. It's what your father had always tried to accomplish, but never did.
I don't get it. You did all this only to get access to the essence? To the Archfire?
No. The bloodburn had to be stopped. Unlike what you might believe, I do care about the people of Io, just as the All-Father cares about all of his children. So I stopped it, as Aenair ordered me to. But he also told me something else. That purifying the world, freeing it from defilers, and making people see their sins is only the first step. The second one requires power. A lot of it.
Why?
It's called the opening of the gates. A rift, a portal, one through which Aenair can step back into this world. And this is what he chose me for, his most loyal servant. He needed the Archfire's power, and he knew the Pariah and his mother were the key.
Where are the others? What did you do to them?
Put to sleep. Don't worry, I didn't kill them.
If you...
I did not kill them. As defilers, they will be put to justice, but that has not been done yet.
Give me that amulet now, or I'll take it from your dead body.
No, I will not. Your mother is what we should all be, a tool of the All-Father. Either way, there's no point in explaining. Your role in this ends here. Once again, I am truly sorry. But the All-Father's visions were clear. The Pariah needs to die after the mother has been found.
But I helped you for heck's sake. I'm the only reason you're here.
I know you are, but it's the All-Father's will. Just try to see it as the honor it is. Many of my scions would have given a lot to play such a pivotal role in Aeneas' return. You will die, here and now.
No. This is insane. There has to be another way.
No, Tahar. There is not.
Why do you resist? It's pointless.
It's over, Lacane.
No. Believe me, it isn't. Time to put your mother's magic to the test.
What the... What is this?
Ellen's reins. Hey, quick, over here! Yes, just like that. Stay with us, Corporal. Stay with us.
What's the matter? What happened?
Tahar's awake.
Lord Marshal Arendir? What in blazes are you doing here?
It's a long story, but I'm here as an ally.
Yes, and there will be plenty of time for the lengthy explanations later. First, I want to know how you're feeling, Tahar. Sorry to say it like this, but you look like shit.
Charming as always. But I'm fine. Just dizzy. What happened? I just remember LeCain and my mother.
Your mother? You mean the Shaper?
Yes, it's hard to explain. She was in some kind of stasis when my father found her, and my father used her for his experiments. I don't know how to say this, but the bloodburn, it was her doing. When my father died, she tried to call out to me by telepathy. It's what caused the plague.
Alright, I think her head wound is worse than we thought.
It's the truth, Iria. And LeCain didn't only want me to stop the bloodburn. He needed me to lead him to my mother, so he could use her as a source of the archfire.
Well, that's a lot to take in, I guess. But why your mother? You're speaking metaphorically, right?
I'm not. She is my mother.
Alright, start over, from the beginning. What happened when you walked into that chamber? I'm sorry, but that sounds absurd. Utterly absurd.
Well, I doubt she's lying, King Regent. And actually, it makes sense. It explains a lot, for example, why she could activate the portals, enter Mullendeer, and why she had this vision. Though I have to admit, it's not what I expected from our little trip to the Eye. Not at all.
Speaking of which, how did we get out of that dungeon?
Well, as you know, I was unconscious too, so I can only tell you what the soldiers told me. But after that explosion, it was as if the skies had started raining fire. LeCain's soldiers panicked and rushed into the dungeon to save him. It must have also alarmed our troops who were waiting at the borders. They marched in and used the confusion to get us out too. I mean, at the time, the Purity still thought we were allies and vice versa. In other words, we got lucky.
Apparently. But why in blazes are you here, Lord Marshal? And how long was I out for?
It's just anger now. I think we've moved past the titles. And to answer your question, you were out for 5 weeks.
5 weeks?
Yes. To be honest, if your vital signs hadn't remained steady, we would have assumed you were dead.
Which leads us to your mother. You mentioned something about LeCain banishing her into some kind of amulet?
Yes. He somehow absorbed her spirit to gain access to the Archfire. That's what my father had always tried, and why he created me in the first place.
And I assume, by Archfire, you're talking about some extremely powerful source of magic.
The source of all magic, yes.
So the theories are true. Well, at least now we have an explanation.
An explanation of what?
Well, the Harbinger has gone rampant. Briefly put, the Purity of Light has taken over almost all of Leonida. The Eye, Greyfell, Greykeep, everything.
Greykeep? How is that possible?
They were already in the keep when LeCain gave the order, and we simply didn't expect it. It wasn't even a fight. It was a massacre. And yes, I know what you're about to say. But it's my fault, because I tolerated the Purity in the first place. And you're right. I've made mistakes, and hundreds, thousands of people had to pay the price.
What about the Queen? Is she...
She's alive. The Harbinger knows he can't kill her, because if he does and word gets out, then he might lose the common folk's support. According to our spies, the Queen's Guard and the Purity have struck some kind of bargain.
Wait, the Purity controls the keep, and the Queen's Guard just plays along?
Yes, it sounds absurd, I know. But the Queen's Guard first responsibility lies with the safety of the Queen. Whatever is necessary to protect her, they do it. Though I doubt LeCain's long-term plan sees the Queen at his side, which is just another reason to hurry.
And he's wielding the power of the Archfire?
Some incredibly powerful form of magic, yes. And it adds up. He absorbed your mother's spirit, and it allows him to do the things he now does.
But why? Why start a war against all of Northander?
To prepare Io for the arrival of Aeonir. You remember that nonsense his priests always preach? How we're the reason that Aeonir left us?
Yes. That's the reason they want to clear the world of sin and mages. of defilers.
Well, it seems that they've spiced up their idea a little since it was taking too long. It's not just mages they kill anymore, but everybody who doesn't convert to their religion. Soldiers, women, men. They all get to choose. Join the purity and accept the light, or be killed on the spot.
Then we need to stop him.
We do.
Be that as it may, your recovery couldn't be more timely.
What about the charges? Do you still consider me a traitor?
Is that still important?
It is to me.
That's very honorable of you, Tahar. Given the recent events, your sentence has been lifted. You are pardoned. And if that is your wish, you can be reinstated as a corporal of the Northander army. That, and my apologies.
So you acknowledge that your verdict was a mistake?
I don't think this is something we should discuss now. We can talk about it later. Do you accept my offer?
I'll pass.
Then, so be it.
How did you even get here?
Later, Tahar. I'll tell you all you want to know.
For what it's worth, the encounter with my mother also changed something in me. I feel different.
Elaborate.
Well, when I awoke my mother, it did something to me. She called this the melding.
Less fancy words, please. What did it do?
Well, I think it allows me to control a part of the Archfire too. Just like the Harbinger does.
Finally, some good news.
Indeed. Anything that can help us battle the Kane will help. But whatever it is, I doubt it will...
No. I'm still trying to figure out what exactly it changed.
I see.
Since you saved me from the dungeon, what about my mother's body? Is she...
She's here, in the Nexus. We saved her, but she seems to be in some kind of a coma. For a while we thought it was the same as your condition, but now that you've told us the full story, it makes sense. Her body is still functioning, but Lacane has stolen her spirit.
Then we need to save her.
If she can be saved. But yes, maybe we'll even get our chance sooner than expected. Lacane is marching towards us as we speak.
Come again?
He knows where we are, and he's planning an attack on the city. He might arrive today or tomorrow, but soon, which is why we need to...
Lord Marshal.
Speaking of Nor.
The Purity. They are here, as you said. What are your orders, sir?
Put up defenses all around the perimeter and protect the Nexus at all cost. How many are there?
Hundreds, sir. And House Utran is supporting them too. Your sister is leading them.
Myra?
I'm afraid so.
Wait. You're saying that House Utran is working for the Purity of Light now? And they're led by Lady Myra Utran?
As I said, yes. It could be anything, though. Maybe Lacane forced her to comply.
Then make sure that she does not get harmed. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Good. There needs to be an explanation for this. Either way, we need to fend them off. Tahar, are you able to fight?
I think so. Yes.
Good. Then you're back in charge. Let's head out.
voilà, merci du follow. Du coup, on va s'arrêter là pour aujourd'hui, puisqu'il est déjà 50, il y a quelqu'un qui arrive chez moi. Quelqu'un qui va arriver chez moi, donc je suis obligé d'arrêter. En tout cas, on a bien avancé dans l'histoire, c'est top. Donc là, le prochain live, ça sera de repousser l'attaque sur Mulandir. Et après, on verra par la suite ce qu'il y aura à faire. Bah, faudra que j'aille voir le nain pour améliorer son armure. Puis après, je sais pas du tout. On verra. Donc voilà, je sauvegarde, je mets fin au stream. Et je relance tout à l'heure, je sais pas, je verrai avec la personne qui vient chez moi. Je verrai avec la personne qui vient chez moi s'il y a moyen de stream ou pas. La personne sera là pendant 2 jours jusqu'à vendredi soir. Donc l'après-midi je vais continuer à stream. Ou peut-être que le soir, je sais pas, ça dépend de la personne. Soit je vais stream tous les après-midi comme d'hab. Ou soit vite fait le soir. Pour pas trop... Bah, bref, c'est pas une personne qui est dans le streaming, dans le gaming, tout ça. Donc bon, je vais pas la mettre de côté 20 000 ans non plus. La pauvre. Donc je vais voir si je stream que l'après-midi ou que le soir pendant 2 jours. Je vais voir avec elle, voilà. Donc voilà. Je verrai tout à l'heure si je relance un petit live de 2-3 heures ou pas. Voilà, adieu.